Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. The best way is... If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know? I want to tell you guys something. What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out about crypto. My name is Ben. We're talking balls. 2 seconds. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest and most powerful crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder, puts more boots on the ground, keep you in the know about crypto than this one right here. My name is Ben. I come to you live every single day, Monday through Friday. We did not go live last Friday. We had a miscommunication on that, which we could have told you all ahead of time. We'll make sure if we ever aren't doing a stream again, we'll make sure that you guys know ahead of time. Oh, look at this comment. Ben is awesome. Period. Not cool. Thanks for that. Somebody said that earlier in the comments that I'm never on time, nor am I late. I arrive precisely when I mean to, and that was a good comment. So, guys, we were talking about a United States Bitcoin ban today. Is that going to happen? Are we going to get a Bitcoin ban in the United States? You got to take a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. The guy who said this, Sherrod Brown, he is a constant crypto hater. He goes along with Brad Sherman, Elizabeth Warren, as probably the top 3 anti-crypto people in the world. Leroy Jenkins, thanks for the super chat there. So guys, I guess we want to talk about, that's not clickbait, guys. That's not clickbait. They literally are talking about a Bitcoin ban. It's not clickbait. Okay. Just so we're very clear on that. We're going to take a look at that story here in a few moments. I was watching Friday. Nothing came on. I cried. Well, I'm sorry. Guys, I want to talk a little bit about what went on with yesterday when I went to the trial for Sam Bankman-Fried. First of all, the moment that I walked in, he looked over at his lawyer and he said, "Bad boys here." He did say that. I waved at him, so he definitely saw me there. It was kind of a culmination of a lot of months of us going back and forth. I've never met him in real life. I've never talked to him other than on text a few times. And so it was definitely good to see him at his lowest. He was just, man, you want to talk about somebody that is uncomfortable? This guy was just, his hands were going like this. He was going like this. At some point when the judge was talking to him, he went down, he did this. And literally, one of the guards in the back said, "Stand up straight." He stood up straight. It was something to watch. It was a spectacle. The thing that this was the guy that was leading what was trying to become the largest crypto empire in the world. It's absolutely laughable. And I've already told you guys what's going on with Binance. With the FUD around Binance. Everybody is like, they want Binance to fail. When you have so many people out there in crypto that want to inflict pain on other people, that is a good sign that we're near the bottom of the market. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because, you're feeling pain. You want other people to feel pain. And that's a lot of what we're seeing. Guys, Binance just announced acquisition of Voyager. And they also are looking into and probably going to buy Celsius as well. Yep. And if you didn't know, Bitcoin to bottom 3,500 to 4,500 mid to end of 2023. Bend to bow by mid 2023. There's Crypto Savvy with his daily bearish super chat. Thank you for that. So the point is here is that if you are being as heavily scrutinized as Binance is right now, do you think that you are going to try to acquire an American company if your books aren't where they're supposed to be? That makes no sense. They're also going to attempt to be buying Celsius as well, from what I hear. And if you look at what they did with the Voyager token, they bought it, I think, for about 15% above what it was listed at. And if they do the same thing with Cell token, that should eat away some of the insolvency hole. But it's easy. He's kind of on this tour to kind of fix his image, which is crazy. I mean, it's kind of like me having to fix my image. It doesn't really make sense. He hasn't really done anything wrong. But everybody right now has been throwing stuff at him negatively, and he's out there trying to help. Like, how appropriate will it be if Binance actually bails out Voyager and Celsius users, and maybe eventually even FTX users? How appropriate would that be? For everybody who vilifies CZ, For everybody that says Binance is insolvent is a scam. Guys, Binance is not insolvent. The people that are telling you that, they're idiots. I'm sorry, they're idiots. They do not have, and I want to be very clear here. There is not one shred of evidence that Binance is insolvent. Not one shred. Ask these people. I asked Mike Alfred on Twitter. Go look, guys. Go ask Corey Clemenstein. Ask him for the evidence. All they do is say it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. ICP is alien technology. Your future self will be so happy when you dive in. ICP video, I believe, going today, actually. And then next week, we're actually launching an ICP NFT project to support some of the stuff that we're doing down in the Bahamas and beyond. So we're going to be really excited to talk about that. But the fact is, guys, there's no evidence that Binance is insolvent, okay? And think about this. Yes, a couple weeks before FTX went insolvent, people were sounding some alarm bells. But outside of that, did anybody really believe that there was something wrong with Binance or with FTX? No, nobody knew. Wish I was there. See you next Tuesday. Kevin O'Leary will be going down. Yeah, Kevin O'Leary's going down for sure. No question about that. That guy has zero support in crypto now. But yeah, so that we went out of the Bahamas. We dealt with that situation. We got more stuff coming, guys. So just so everybody understands what we did over the weekend, Binance US announced the purchase of Voyager. They're not the same as Binance. Right.
Yeah.
They're not. Good. True.
Just like FTX US wasn't part of FTX. Yeah.
It's a complicated relationship between the US brands and the regular brands. It is a complicated relationship, but there's a reason why they're doing it through Binance US. But they're still the books are still gonna be looked at, guys. So what we did over this weekend is we went down and we brought down several investors with us. We were going to protest, try to get Sam arrested. That was the original plan. But unfortunately, Braveheart, BitBoy, will CZ go down next or Coinbase or Fed pivot first? I feel like the Fed already has pivoted pretty much. And no, I don't believe Coinbase or CZ are going down. So we went down, we brought investors with us. We were going to protest, but it all changed when he got arrested on Monday night. So then we said, well, what can we do now? Well, let's go file criminal charges against CZ. So out of all the people we brought down with us, there was only one person who actually had money on FTX, which it makes sense if you think about it because FTX was not a U.S. company, right? You had FTX US, and that was it. But most of our people had Voyager and Celsius losses. So the lady's name is Rebecca. Rebecca's freaking awesome, BitSquad member. We went down there, and she filed a police report on Saturday. Well, so then on Monday morning, we go into the court, and all of a sudden, everybody's talking about this mysterious event that happened over the weekend. So leave those super chats up there. So they're talking about this mysterious event that occurred over the weekend. Well, 1 hour after we left the police station on Monday, we had 30 people with us. 1 hour after we left the police station, it gets announced that Sam was going to waive his rights to be extradited. Okay, think about that. 1 hour afterwards. Then we go into court Monday. Now, Rebecca goes on Sunday morning and actually files this criminal charge. Monday morning, we're in the court, and they're referring to this mysterious document, and they're referring to this mysterious event that happened over the weekend. That was us down there filing these charges. The Bahamian government does not want Sam to be extradited. Now, right now, he probably is in the process of getting extradited. The U.S. government is very strong. It's got a lot of authority. And if it presses, they've got no choice but to send him back up here. But the Bahamian government does not want him up here because they're afraid that they're going to be exposed with all of their wrongdoing. Okay. Now, what you may not know, I tweeted this on Twitter yesterday, which had one guy in the comments saying, no, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, we talked to Lincoln Bain a million times about this. No one knows more about what's going on in the Bahamas than Lincoln Bain. Okay. The people, the citizens in the Bahamas are not allowed to play at the casinos. Now, supposedly they have their own casinos, which I've never heard of, somebody said, but they're not allowed to play at the resorts at all. They're not allowed to gamble there. They're only allowed to play there. They're not allowed to even go in unless they have business there. Then also, he says, you're also not allowed to invest in crypto down there. Now, if you're a native, there are people that come down there and are Bahamian citizens and residents. Yes, they can take part, but native Bahamians are not allowed to invest in crypto according to Lincoln Bain. And he ran for prime minister, so I think he would know. So that begs the question, when all of this money got sent to all these Bahamian people from FTX, where was it going to? It wasn't going to the average person there that had $17 in FTX. It's going to the government. The government, and there's tons of evidence of this, and we have so much of it. The government has been in bed with FTX and been in bed with Sam since the very beginning, and they don't want him to leave. Now that he is going to leave, we're probably going to find out a lot more about what's going on in the Bahamas. But we have a chess move. We have a chess move that we are actually doing today. We are filing a lawsuit today against Sam Bankman-Fried and against FTX in the Bahamas. And the repercussions of this lawsuit are going to be absolutely massive. We can't reveal exactly what the point is, exactly what we're doing yet, but just know, like nobody else, this channel fights for you. This channel fights for the audience. Guys, we got 3,800 viewers right now. We got 4,000 viewers right now. We got 500 likes. Guys, let's get those likes up over 1,000 real quick. All you got to do is smash the like button. If you're watching on mobile, make sure to exit out of the mobile chat, hit the like button, come back in. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of your screen, hit more actions, more options, hit react, and then like this video. I know some of you guys like seeing me on the big screen because I'm so good looking. I know. All right. Binance is the most legit company in the space. The media is just trying to FUD whatever they can. JDB built an app, Adapt, BSC tracking, all its blockchain, BNB still holds strong with the FUD. 100%. Look, guys, all of this stuff towards Binance, you have to weed through the FUD between the people that really don't like Binance and the propaganda army of Alameda. They're trying to shift the blame to FTX and what Kevin O'Leary is doing, or they're trying to shift the blame from FTX to Binance. It's not going to happen.
That's what's interesting to me is the consistency of the talking points. It's the exact same talking points coming from very key players that makes it pretty obvious to me that it's coordinated.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, I could see the concern, like obviously a lot of people saying, oh, well, Sam was doing a lot of these same things right before FTX went under. And of course they're using that for cover.
Yeah, but no, he wasn't. Sam was not
acquiring Voyager, acquiring Celsius.
But he wasn't publicly scrutinized when they made those decisions. There was no talk of insolvency when they applied for Voyager and when they applied for Celsius. That's the big difference here. Is CZ is under all kinds of scrutinization right now and criticism. And people are saying it's insolvent, they don't have the money.
Well,
and in the midst of that, he puts in a bid for this. It's a gigantic difference that cannot be understood.
Well, the other major difference is they had a bank run of billions of dollars and handled it no problem.
Yeah.
Where FTX went under.
Because they have one-to-one assets.
FTX went under on one Sunday of people withdrawing $3 billion or $4 billion or whatever it was, and Binance did it, and you could see the blip on their little reserves, and it was like tiny. So.
Listen, let me tell you the dirty little secret. You guys want to know the dirty little secret? Binance has way more money than they're supposed to have.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the dirty secret. That's why they don't want you looking at their books. They have way more money than they're supposed to.
Here's what we're going to talk about this on Basement today. The coin stock is getting so low that it's almost within striking distance for CZ or Justin Sun to just freaking acquire Coinbase. Public takeover. I mean, it has to go down a little bit more, but yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Man, that would be crazy. Hopefully Justin Sun doesn't buy Coinbase. Right. ICP Millionaire with Super Chat. Someone commented ICP is inflationary. False. It's inflationary and deflationary. You meant by staking and you burn with transactions in simple terms. We're going to be talking about ICP a lot today. So, okay. All right. Let's go ahead and check out the markets really quick. But I tell you, you guys are definitely going to want to watch what we're doing with this lawsuit. It's going to be absolutely massive. We're super excited about it. Happy Hanukkah. There you go. Happy Hanukkah from CoinMarketCap. We've got 22,000 cryptos, 532 exchanges, 810 billion in market cap, 41 billion in volume. Bitcoin dominance 39.9%. Still cannot crack that 40%. ETH dominance 18.3%. Went back up a little bit. 10 Paraguays will get you an ETH transaction. Bitcoin coming in at 16.8. God, man, I got crushed on a long yesterday. I went long at like 16.7 and it went down to 16.3. Absolutely crushed. Let's see here. Market cap 323 billion. Ethereum at 1210, holding strong at 1200. Let's check out XRP up 2% today, up to 34 cents. Let's see here. Top movers of the day. We got OKB, GMX, Immutable X. It's Kevin O'Leary company. I'm staying clear. Litecoin, Bitcoin SV, Mina, a lot of 3% movers. Losers today, Chain down quite a bit. Multiverse X, Elron, eGold, whatever you want to call it these days, down 6.5%. Curve down. Aptos down. Casper down. Casper moving in danger of falling out of the top 10.
Real quick, thoughts on rebrands? Like eGold to Elron to Multiverse X.
It's Elron to eGold.
Yeah.
To Multiverse X. And you're talking about a difference between the, look, it's confusing as crap, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, the Elron people should understand this. The fact that you've rebranded your name and your coin, it's not good. It's confusing. If I say multiverse X, nobody knows what I'm talking about. People say Elron, they're like, oh yeah, I remember Elron. E-Gold, like I remember when it was Elron and the ticker was ERD. The ticker was ERD and the coin was Elron. Why do we need to just keep reinventing this? I don't like it. I'll be honest with you. It makes it very confusing to talk about. If someone came to me today and said multiverse X, I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
Because I forget, because they've been rebranded so many times. I think it's bad branding. I think they should have stuck with Elron. They should have stuck with ERD. I don't know why they needed to change it to E-Gold. E-Gold's even a little confusing because there was an E-Gold as an original attempt at digital currency. I won't say necessarily cryptocurrency, but I think that was the Nick Szabo one, right? Or that was BitGold, maybe.
Yeah, there's been a few eCash.
Yeah,
you know,
it all gets confusing. It just sounds so generic.
Yeah,
I think Elron and ERD would have been a much better thing to stick to. So, Ben, is there any hope for average Celsius earn customers? Yeah, actually, I believe there is. I believe Binance is going to look at acquiring it. So there you go. I think that is something that you are going to see probably. So, Ada will never rebrand. Well, good. We're glad. All right, Frank, you want to come on up? Bring old Frankie boy up. Frankie.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. We got a lot of good stuff to look at on the charts. A little bit of a pump this morning and last night. So we were actually looking at some stuff on my live stream last night that was kind of indicating, hey, we may get a little bit of a pop to the upside. And don't forget, guys, our chart section is brought to you by BitGet. We love BitGet. Been using it a lot recently. Obviously, if you follow my channel, you'll know that. So yeah, definitely check out BitGet if you guys are looking to trade with or without leverage. They do have 0 fees on all spot trading pairs. But let's go ahead and jump right into the charts. And so, you know, a lot of people, I was in the Discords last night and everyone's like, at Frankie Candles, what just happened? What just happened? And, you know, it's so hard when you get these big impulsive moves or these quick impulsive moves in the market. And, you know, just to be clear, guys, this isn't like a massive move. It just happened really, really quickly. And, you know, in a bear market, these little pops up and down get people really excited. But everyone's like, hey, what is going on? What is going on? And, you know, whether it's a liquidity grab, a short squeeze, or if we just, what made the price pump is kind of hard to put your finger on, but I can go back to the chart and kind of point out, you know, on a technical level, why we got to move to the upside. And like I said, we were looking at those bullish divergences forming on the not only the 4-hour, you could even see here on the 90-minute BitLab market intelligence indicator was calling for a MACD histogram, RSI, and momentum bull div as we came down to this key level. So essentially what happened, guys, you know, in simple terms, is we came down to a key level and we were putting in bullish divergence at that key level. And it's very likely you're going to get a bounce when this pops up on the charts. And you can see here, you know, let me just clear these all these indicators real quick. And you can see here kind of the levels we were watching. Now, this is the 90-minute
chart, okay.
But you know, the levels, I was watching a few different levels. I was watching this value area low. I was also watching another value area low that was a little bit lower than this, you know, and it was a very strong level. So it actually did front run one of my levels, but we did come down to this value area low. And basically, guys, when you come down to these value area lows or just the low of a range or to a key level of support that you've held in the past, and you put in bullish divergences with lower lows on your price action and higher lows on your oscillator, whether it's the RSI or if you have the BitLab market intelligence indicator, it will pop it up on your just candlesticks and let you know, hey, there's X amount of bull divs right here. Just be careful. And, you know, that's where you get these bounces. So not only were we getting these bullish divergences, we had them on the 4-hour, the 3-hour, the 2-hour. It was even on the 6-hour as well. And yeah, let's see, the 3-hour had them, and then I believe the 6-hour had it as well. So yeah, definitely was basically the case. And you know, if you guys are in the Discords or you watch my live stream, you will know that this is basically how we trade, right? We get those super saucy key levels, and you just set it as a trap, right? You have your key level there. You wait for price to approach your key level, and you know, sometimes you get down to that level and you don't get bullish confirmations. In which case, hey, maybe that's where you break that level. But if you get down to that key level and you get those bullish or bearish confirmations, depending on if you're longing or shorting, you know, this is what you want to do when you're looking for trades. So if you were watching these key levels and you saw these bullish divergences, you know, this is how you can catch these moves. And like I said, I was watching a level a little bit lower than this. 4-hour bullish divergences are very, very strong, guys. And they typically do give you a big move. So I was going to take the shot. But because we didn't come down to that key level, I was sitting on my hands, and it did front run us, and we got that bounce off this other value area low right here. But as we work our way down the time frames here, you can see we actually did put in a bearish divergence into resistance here. We had a MACD and a stochastic RSI bearish divergence here at this level of resistance, and we are beginning to cool off a little bit. So, in the short term, let's go ahead and look at the 30-minute, also looking to come to the downside a little bit as well. I would say, maybe a little bit of ranging in the immediate, in the immediate short term, a little bit of ranging, maybe a little bit of a cool off period. If we do come down to this point of control at 16,550, you guys will know, or 16,560 is the actual level here. You guys will know that this was the level where if we break this level, this is kind of where I flip bearish, right? And I stop putting a lot of weight on those higher daily time frames. With those bull divs, I would kind of start thinking, hey, these might get stepped on. However, we were talking about closing higher hourly time frame candles underneath this, right? And we really only closed 1 4-hour candle below this level, and we snapped right back up and then flipped that POC back to support, and now we are moving back now, or back up. Now, I am being a little wary of some bearish retests of key levels, right? We could have come down here. We may roll back over as we reject from this blue box to come down to lower lows, because what we don't want to forget is that 4-day is looking like it wants to come back to the downside. Even if it is a shorter term move, is looking like the 4-day wants to cool off a little bit. That 3-day may want to cool off a little bit as well. So I do think we could just kind of range around here a little bit, and then in the immediate short term come down a bit. But the fact that we did lose that POC, closed that 1 4-hour candle and flipped right back above it and flipped it to support, if you're just looking at the range as a range, you would be expecting, because you're above that point of control, you would technically be expecting to come back up to revisit that value area high. But because those higher daily timeframes still look like they want to cool off, I don't know if we're going to get there. I'm just playing the ranges as they come. I'm playing the short-term trades right now. But if we do come back down to this POC and we hold this at support, this is probably going to be the level where I'm going to be looking for some long entries if we can hold this as support, and the other timeframes are looking good. Now, I do just want to pull up the DXY before I let you guys go here, because you guys will know, the daily was putting in lower lows with higher lows on our oscillators, giving us that bullish divergence. And we did get a little pop to the upside, and now we are coming back down. Not really that much going on with the DXY right now. We're kind of just, bearishly ranging a little bit here.
Rumor is we went up when we raised our rates, and the tick down was due to the Japan raising their rates today.
Yeah. I had people asking me what I thought about that yesterday, and I didn't have too much of an opinion. Like I said, I'm mostly a technical trader, and a lot of times these news things, they will show themselves in the chart, and it's very, very weird how the news and the charts can line up here. But the SPY, taking a look here, we are, we've been looking at this for quite some time. I think I brought this up yesterday. We were watching this level here. This purple box was our big major level of support. Obviously, we smashed right through that. But we were looking at this saying, when we were coming up here and putting in all these bear divs up into this resistance, we were saying this would be a good spot to come up and make a lower high to come down to lower prices. And if you do actually pull up some of the higher time frames, that weekly is looking like it may want to continue to cool off. Even that 2-week also, you have money flow coming out on the 2-week. Pulling up the BitLab indicators as well. You see it was calling, hey, we're getting pretty bottomy over here on the 2-week, but now we're getting those unshaded waves indicating some consolidation. And a lot of times what will happen after these unshaded waves is you'll get a red wave indicating that you may get a move to the downside. So the SPY is looking kind of bearish on the higher time frames. But again, guys, you have the key levels now. These are basically the levels I'm watching. 3 major levels to watch here are going to be, if we continue to the upside, major levels I'd be looking for some scalp short positions would be the value area high at about $17,241. And if we come down to this POC at 16,560, I may be looking to start building a long position if we are holding as support. And if we break through that level, again, looking at that value area low at 16,350. And, if you watch these live streams, you will know, hopefully you guys are starting to see the value in, looking at the market in terms of ranges, right? Because we know once you break that value area high, you're most likely going towards that POC because of the way volume profiles work. It makes it very predictable, or as predictable as possible, as you can get with the charts. So super, super, helpful stuff with these volume profiles. But with that being said, guys, I think that's all I got for today. Watch those key levels. Watch for a short-term cool-off before a possible continuation to the upside. That's all I got. Back to Ben. Bing bong.
Bingy McBongy. Yeah, I got crushed on a long yesterday. I was doing really well. I was up like probably 20, at some point 40%. Man, I took a big hit, lost 33% on that trade. It's not good. I felt good about it when I went into it. And then happened while I was on the plane. I didn't have the Wi-Fi connected because I was taking a little nap. And man, I wish I'd been watching that a little bit closer. Okay. All right. So moving on here, 16K retest, the most likely path for Bitcoin, according to two derivatives metrics. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to retest 16 for sure. Cryptocurrency at crossroads after Anus Horribilis.
What?
Anus Horribilis.
Okay.
Cool.
That's quite the crossroads.
Quite the crossroads. Man, you got to protect that Anus Horribilis.
I would say it might be a crossroads Sam's looking at these days.
Drop the soap. To borrow from Britain's Queen Elizabeth, 2022 is not a year on which cryptocurrency world shall look back with undiluted pleasure. Speaking of Uranus, the market value of the 22,000 odd tokens and coins is now at less than a third of its peak, 3 trillion in November. Many of those are comatose, if not outright dead. Why it matters, unlike in 2017 when Bitcoin crashed just spectacularly, there are far fewer diehard crypto buffs predicting a bounce this time. Do you believe that? Where's the data to back this up?
There are far fewer diehard crypto.
No, that's
less
false.
Now than there was in 2017 and 18. No,
yeah,
not a chance.
Rather, 2022 has become the "I told you so" case for regulators who've largely maintained an arm's length from a crypto world. I will tell you guys this. I had a very fascinating meeting with a big politician over the weekend, okay? And this person told me something very, very interesting, okay? They said, look, here's the facts. The only area in the next 2 years where you're going to get agreement and you're going to get legislation in the government is in crypto. It's the only place where you can work bipartisan right now, to where you can have the Senate that's led by Democrats and the House that's led by Republicans, where you can actually have both of them working together. We believe our bill is going to be a big, big part of that. So really excited about that. Which I need to check with Ryan when we can make that public. It should be any day now. Bank of Japan shocks global markets with bond yield shift. This is what Frank was alluding to. Global markets were jolted overnight after the Bank of Japan unexpectedly widened its target range for 10-year Japanese government bond yields, sparking a sell-off in bonds and stocks around the world. The BOJ, an outlier compared with most central banks, also left its benchmark interest rate unchanged at negative 0.1%. Wow, it's got negative rate?
Yeah, they have for a long time.
Wow. Tuesday vowed to significantly increase the rate of its 10-year government bond purchases, retaining its ultra-loose monetary policy stance. In contrast, other central banks around the world are continuing to hike rates and tighten monetary policy aggressively in an effort to rein in sky-high inflation. How is Japan able to just work on the opposite schedule of everybody else here?
Yeah, it's a little complicated. I was trying to get my head around this too. We're going to talk about it in the basement show a decent amount today. We've got a lot of different takes on it to hopefully break it down in an easy to understand way. But essentially, they make their money very cheap so their investors can go make very high risk bets and get returns on them that they bring back into their local economy. And they kind of service, like they're the number one holder of U.S. Treasury bills. So it's kind of a relationship with the United States and Japan where they make a lot of stuff. We buy a lot of stuff. They make their money cheap and they use that to buy our treasury bills. Like kind of, they scratch our back, we scratch theirs kind of thing. It's kind of coming home to roost.
Yeah. The decision is being read as a sign of testing the water for potential withdrawal of the stimulus, which has been pumped into the economy to try and prod demands and wake up prices, says Susanna Streeter from Hargreaves Lansdowne. I have no idea who that is or what she does. Central Bank said if these market conditions persisted, it could have a negative impact on financial conditions, such as issuance conditions for corporate bonds. So there you go. Very interesting stuff going on over there. And also in Asia, over there, underneath Japan or to the left of Japan, South Korean court freezes $92 million in terror-related funds. A lot of people asking what's going on with Terra Luna these days and Do Kwon. Is Do Kwon going to ever be in trouble for what happened? There are some people that are looking for him, but he always seems to get away scot-free. Since Terra's UST and Luna coins collapsed, South Korean authorities have been investigating the case and scrutinizing the businesses whose activity was related to Terra. The latest action taken has been freezing as much as $92 million or 120 billion won in funds of former and incumbent CEOs of Terraform Labs affiliate firm Kernel Labs. As the Korea Economic Daily reported, the Seoul Southern District Court decided to confiscate the property of 7 people involved in generating profit from selling pre-issued Luna coins. So I guess those are the pre-sale. While South Korea's Ministry of Justice keeps requesting investigative assistance from the Serbian government, you got Serbed, Do Kwon states he is not on the run and is open to communicating with authorities. Yeah, they're really showing that in here today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that. Bitcoin Crypto, take a drink of the monster. Should I eat pizza live on there?
No.
Oh, she's making sure I get some. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Moving on here. Staggering $3.2 billion in stablecoins exit crypto exchange Binance in 30 days. Analytics firm Glassnode. So once again, yeah, put some respect on BitBoy Crypto's name. Yeah, please. Thank you for that super chat. Please put some respect on my name. Guys, this is what we were talking about earlier with Binance. It's really, guys, I drink 1 Monster a day these days. Okay, I'm limited to the energy drinks. Okay, relax. It's 150 milligrams caffeine. Was doing banks. They're 300. Fact is, Binance took a licking and kept on ticking. Okay, and that's what you really need to understand here. And guys, I want to really reiterate this message to you. Okay, guys, I'm not against people that are saying take your money off Binance. Well, guys, how much of our audience is American? Do we know?
About 50%.
50% American?
Approximately.
50% of y'all only got money on Binance anyways. Okay? The other 50% of y'all. Guys, if you have not figured out yet that you need to take your money off exchanges, you need to take your non-trading liquidity funds off of exchanges, I cannot help you any further. If you have not got that message at this point yet, okay? If you've not got that message at this point yet, then I cannot help you any further. Guys, take your money off the freaking exchanges. So I don't want anyone to get confused and have me believe that I'm telling you, keep your money on Binance, because I'm certainly not doing that, okay? However, there ain't nothing wrong with Binance, guys. The people that have somebody in the chat here saying, Binance is screwed. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. You're an idiot. If you're one of these people out there that are saying Binance is screwed, without any evidence, you either are an astrologer or you're an idiot. There's nothing in between. Guys, you sound like a bunch of freaking sheeple clowns. That's how you sound. All you're doing is you're reiterating what the chief clown, Kevin O'Leary, is out there saying. Guys, there's no evidence. Show me evidence. Please, someone bring me one shred of evidence that Binance is insolvent. One shred, just one. Bring me one. Just one. Corey Klippenstein, bring me one shred of evidence. One shred. No. I don't want you to say they have bad business practices. I don't want to have you say, well, obviously they have the Binance coin, BNB. Obviously it's a shell coin. It's a flywheel coin. No. Show me one real piece of evidence that Binance is insolvent. They just had a $3.2 billion stable coin bank run. and they're fine. When will y'all start opening your eyes to this is a narrative being pushed by the FTX Alameda propaganda army to make you think Binance caused everything that happened on FTX. Binance did not cause an insolvency hole of up to $50 billion, guys. This is not an $8 billion crime. This is a $50 billion crime. You have to take into consideration not only the money that was on FTX, but then you have to go and look at all the Alameda investments and say, well, BlockFi is insolvent. Where's that insolvency hole goes? It goes on top of the $8 billion. Guys, there's up to $50 billion missing. $50 billion missing. To blame FTX for selling 500 million FTT, which equated to what? $100 million at the time? Guys, that's asinine, okay? I just want one person, and people are saying about crypto.com, show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. Where's crypto.com insolvent? It's so hard for all of these scam exchanges to believe that you actually have exchanges out there that are holding one-to-one, that did not take customer funds and are not over leveraging on other sites with customer funds. That's a crime. That's fraud. So what you're saying is when you're putting all this stuff up and you're just throwing all these accusations out without evidence, you just look like an idiot. Why is he so worried? Why is CZ so worried? What is he worried about? What have you seen where it says CZ's worried? Guys, CZ was on TV last week trolling people. I don't know if y'all have figured out what's going on here. He was out there trolling Bloomberg or whoever it was he was talking to, okay? When he says, we are financially strong, let me tell you what he's really saying. He's saying, we got more money than we're supposed to have. That's why they don't want the books open, guys. It's not because they're insolvent, okay? And I really want people to understand what is going on with this. Yeah, and look, I definitely do think there's some racism in here, in this. I think there is. I think there is some xenophobia woven in here with all of the people attacking, saying CZ, CCP. If you're saying CZ, CCP, you're being racist. I'm sorry. He's not. He left China. China doesn't like him, okay? Just to make that accusation, I will tell you this, Gary Wang is CCP. I'll tell you this, there's way more CCP ties to FTX than there ever were to Binance, okay? Face facts, guys. And that is just a fact. I like CZ, but I don't trust anyone. That's a great comment. I like that. And trusting CZ, guys, if you haven't learned, don't trust in a person, okay? But without evidence and without saying that this is out there, okay, without saying that, you know, we actually have proof they're insolvent, then what are you really saying? You're just out there throwing out word vomit, okay? He's Canadian. He is Canadian. You're correct. Okay. All right, let's go here. Glassnode says Binance win $3.2 billion combined in flows of Tether, USDT, USDC, Binance USD, and DAI. Look here, you can see the net position change. Look at the net outflows. Guys, this is since 2020. If you can't tell that this company is solvent after seeing this and not even blinking an eye, then I don't know what to tell you. Based on Glassnode's chart, Binance's net outflows of dollar-pegged crypto assets this month appear to be the highest rate of stablecoin withdrawal in nearly 3 years. You look here and see the outflows. The analytics firm also says that more than $544.56 billion worth of Ethereum has been taken off the crypto exchange. Guys, when you have one-to-one, it doesn't matter how much money people take out. The banks don't have one-to-one. FTX didn't have one-to-one. Coinbase has one-to-one.
That's what cracks me up about all these regulation talks and hearings and, you know, questions and debates. Like, they're not really owning the fact that crypto exchanges are held to a much, much higher standard than what they would hold banks to, because banks don't custody your funds one-to-one. No. They do loan out your funds.
All right, here we go. Reuters. Here we go. We got more dark secrets. Yeah. Reuters hints at dark secrets surrounding Binance and its reserves. Reuters even questioned whether Binance executives have an interest in market makers that trade against customers of the exchange, as was the case at BitMEX, FTX, and other exchanges sued by the CFTC. Where is the CFTC case against Binance? Where's it at? Why has it not been filed yet?
They have one ongoing, I think.
The CFTC?
Mm-hmm, since 2018. We covered it. I think DZ and I covered it.
CFTC versus Binance?
Yes.
I did not know that. Let me look that up. CFT. I know they did it against BitMEX in 2018. Let's see. Oh, they're doing an investigation, but they don't have a... They're doing an investigation, but it's not a lawsuit. It's an investigation. Of course, they have an ongoing investigation. They investigate everybody at all times. Is this what you were talking about?
Yeah, I think so. U.S.
Yeah, but that's not... They haven't filed a case against them. Just because they're doing an investigation doesn't mean they filed a case. They filed a case against BitMEX. They filed a case against Bitfinex. Those are documented cases. Yeah, of course. They've already faced a probe from the IRS and the Department of Justice. Guys, wake up. They've already faced a probe from the IRS
That's what
and from the
gets me.
Department of Justice.
They went through everything they needed to go through during the process of setting up Binance US, in my opinion.
And in 2019, they were asked to remove U.S. customers from the site. And you know what they did? Remove U.S. customers from the site.
Yeah, this is a good super chat.
Altcoin Jedi was $5 super chat. Folks don't understand Binance is a private company. They're not required to show their books. As Bloomberg to show theirs, you'll get laughed at. 100%. The double standard is preposterous, in my opinion. Reuters analysis of crypto compared data estimates that, okay, look, one more time from you and we're going to ban you.
Yeah,
okay. That's enough. Okay. With your little super chat about your coin. One more time, we're going to ban you. Okay. Period. Reuters analysis of crypto compared data estimates. The Binance earned approximately $4.6 billion in spot trading fees plus $6.4 billion in fees on its derivatives trading platform. However, those figures will remain rough estimates without a full financial disclosure from Binance. Despite CZ's claims, transparent disclosure is not forthcoming. Rumors of CZ Binance launched a, what is that?
Another coin. I don't even know if it's true.
Launched an, okay. That's a, yeah, ban that guy. Ban that guy. Ban the other guy too. I'm tired of these people showing in my chat. Ban both those guys. Yeah, ban them both. I'm done. You're not smart, guys. You can't get around shilling in my super chats. I'm sorry. Once again, guys, the amount of scrutiny on crypto companies compared to regular companies out there, the double standard is absolutely insane. And I'm not saying, I really want people to hear me very clear. I don't think CZ is 100% innocent. I don't think anybody who was in crypto before 2019 is innocent. Everyone who was in crypto before 2019, in a world where everything was completely unregulated, probably did things that now looking back will be regulated and will end up being wrongdoing retroactively. Okay.
In the eyes of the government, SEC, whatever.
100%. Right. 100%. So I don't, that's why they don't want their books looked at, guys. They do, when you're dealing with the world of shadow banking, because you're in the world of crypto and nobody else will bank. Another crypto influencer, by the way, that I talked to over the weekend, had their bank account taken, like because they're doing crypto related stuff. This is what pushes people to have to live in this world of Dell Tech and shadow banking. Chief Strategy Officer Patrick Hillman denied Reuters allegations that Binance is deliberately opaque. Regulators don't require privately owned companies to disclose as much financial information as publicly traded companies. He says Binance regularly files all required information as required by regulators. Binance claims to fully cooperate with law enforcement requests. They do that. We've seen it. We've literally seen this. Their global head of intelligence and investigations, Tigran Gambaryan, claimed in a blog post that Binance has stepped up its efforts to cooperate with law enforcement. Gambaryan said that Binance increased the size of its security compliance department by 500% and has responded to 47,000 requests from law enforcement since November 2021.
47,000 requests in a year. November 2021, so that's 1 year. That's
Guys,
insane.
There's no one who's more scrutinized than Binance, period, except for maybe me. And I really want this message to be clear here, okay? Get your money off Binance if you have money on Binance, and it's just sitting there. Get your money off Binance, period. I don't want Binance to, in 6 months, they're insolvent. They say, oh, well, you know, Ben said they were solvent and they were good when we kept all our money on there. Take your money off. Take your money off, period. Take your money off. Take your money off third-party exchanges unless you are using trading liquidity. You can't, there is a big decentralized leverage trading site coming that will be absolutely massive. But guys, if you're not trading with active funds, get your money off the exchanges. This should be a moot point. Okay. I believe Binance is solvent. I don't believe Binance has the problems that these other people are saying they're having. I'm saying they were not perfect in the past. I don't believe. That's just me speculating based on what I know. But today, I think they have more money than they're supposed to have. Get your money off the exchange. I don't want anybody to look back on this video and say, he supported Binance, so we kept all our money. Take your money off. Don't be an idiot. Boom. There we go. There's my disclaimer for you. But personally, I believe Binance is solvent. I believe they are strong. I believe they're not going to get touched by this contagion. And I believe the contagion is pretty much over. I don't think we're going to see another major collapse. We could. I'm not saying 100%, but I do not believe at this point we're going to see another collapse. Boris Johnson's brother quits Binance unit advisory role amid finance transparency concerns and market turmoil. Here's what happened. Wow, he looks just like
he does.
He's the skinny version.
He looks like him mixed with one of those twins in the Matrix 2.
Oh, man, a great Matrix. Binance itself reportedly announced Johnson's departure away from payments technology company on Monday. According to The Telegraph, in a statement issued on Monday, Johnson was quoted saying, I stepped down from the advisory board. I have no role with it. Bitfinity was launched in early March, yada, yada, yada. In June last year, the FCA warned that Binance is not permitted to undertake any regulated activity, yada, yada, yada. Super chat, thanks for all the efforts, especially recently. Go back up. Lost it. How's the Tether credibility situation? Keep it up, guys. Tether is in the same boat the Binance is in. They're in the same boat the Binance is in. Tether's going to be fine. Tether's not collapsing. Everybody is saying it's collapsing. They're just doomsday. Their sky is falling, people. Guys, Tether, if it's not Binance, Tether is the company that's been probably more scrutinized than anybody else. These two companies for years have been highly scrutinized out of jealousy, Tether definitely in the past had a lot of wrongdoing. I know that for sure. But today, they're too big to fail. And that's what you guys need to take away from this. I believe Tether, along with Binance, has more money than they're supposed to. If they had to go liquidate assets around the world in order to put funds in there to make sure that a bank run would not break them, I do think that is what would happen. But we still tell you all the time, use USDC. Do not use USDT. So there we go. Ben, please translate yada, yada, yada for me. It came from a Seinfeld episode. Look it up. There you go. That's where I got it from. FTX founder Bankman-Fried sent back to Bahamas jail in day of courtroom chaos. FTX founder, did you see BJ's video of Sam? BJ got a good video of Sam walking out back into the car to go back to jail. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried was sent back to the Bahamas jail Monday in a chaotic courtroom scene. It was very chaotic in there. It felt really crazy to be there. Like, it was very surreal. After a reported plan for him to waive his extradition to the U.S. stalled. However, multiple media reports later in the day said he's told his Bahamian lawyer to proceed with extradition here. Look, guys, he was literally widescreen here. He was literally like he was standing back here, and he was sitting, and then he was standing, and like right here was, let's say, like a piece of glass, and his lawyer was on the other side. Literally, when the judge was like starting to allude that he may stay another day, he reaches over the glass, and he says, no, you don't understand. I have to get out of here today. That's literally what he said. He was trying to beg his lawyer to get him out of there yesterday, and he wouldn't do it. There was a pause in the court where Sam thought he was going to get to talk to his U.S. attorneys and get to go back to court and leave yesterday, but he was going back to jail, and he didn't know it yet. Everybody else knew it, but he didn't know it. Let's see here. Demanding to see a federal indictment. Let's see. Returned to Fox Hill jail, rather surrendering himself. Legal team signaled that they would fight extradition last week. There he is. Let's see. In open court, chaos reigned. By the way, they call their judge your worship there. Instead of your honor, they call him your worship.
Weird.
Your worship. Let me tell you, your worship. It was pretty funny. Dressed in a blue suit with a white button-down shirt, was visibly shaking. This is true. His Bahamian defense attorney, Jerome Roberts, told the court that he was shocked that Sam Bankman-Fried was in court. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Everybody knew it, that he was in court yesterday. I knew it. That's why we showed up. But his lawyer didn't know. At one point, his lawyer said, I think this is divine intervention. I don't know what happened. That's what he literally said. He said, I did not request him to be here this morning. He understands that he intended to waive extradition. Let's see. Convoy of police. State Department report called the conditions at Fox Hill Prison harsh, citing overcrowding, poor nutrition, inadequate sanitation, poor ventilation, and inadequate medical care. The information that we've got is he has been, Yeah, he's got his own ring. He's basically in the infirmaries where he's been the entire time. He faces life in federal prison without the possibility of supervised release. If convicted on just one of 8 offenses. I think, what is your guess on how long do you think he's going to do in prison?
That's a tough one. I'd have to see more of what happens when he gets here in the United States, some of that kind of stuff. Because I mean, there's still a lot of times with stuff like this, there's an angle for taking a deal to work with the government to bust more people in crypto long term. You know, like we were talking about, like the Catch Me If You Can guy. You know, he's doing all this check wire fraud, and then he basically started working with the FBI for that. I don't think it'll be as much as what people want. I'll say that much.
I think he's doing 10 to 20.
Served?
Yep.
Or
Absolutely.
Senate. You know, so you think he'll actually be behind bars for 10 to 20 years?
I do.
Not like get out, you know, on insanity.
I think insanity.
I think they're going to try to plead insanity for sure.
He's not getting out on insanity. There's 0% chance he's going to get out on insanity because they have too much. As some people say he's shaking because of Adderall withdrawal. Is absolutely true. Thank you, James Bowler. They can't get him on insanity because he was so sane when he was in front of Congress.
Yeah.
There's 0%. And look.
I just think they'll try that.
He doesn't. Yeah, sure, they might try it. Guys, he has no friends. Sam Bankman-Fried right now has 0 friends. The Bahamian government has stolen all of his assets, all of his real estate. They're in possession of all of it. He's out of money down there. He can't fight lawsuits down there. That's why we're about to slap him with one. He can't fight them. The parents were not even in court, by the way. Parents were not even in court. Okay. He is going to be.
That's sad to me that his parents weren't there.
Yeah, it's sad because they don't want to get roped into it. Yeah, they don't want to be videoed.
They created it.
They created the whole thing. The parents are behind this entire thing. But the fact is, he doesn't have any friends. He has crapped all over politicians now. The politicians are not his friends. He has no money. He has no friends left in FTX. He has no friends in the Bahamas. He has no friends in the United States. Who's going to help him? Who's going to help him? No one. He offers nothing to anyone because he's broke. He's completely broke. Now, we do know he has a ton of Robinhood shares, at least. James Bowler says he'll be Epstein. I don't think he knows enough to get Epsteined, unless it's his own parents doing it. Guys, this is a very sloppy operation. I keep telling you this. This was not a sophisticated operation. What you're going to find in these proceedings is there has never been a sloppier fraud and conspiracy in the history of mankind than what we just saw. There's never been. Yeah, Kevin O'Leary, right. Kevin O'Leary is his only friend. That's true. That's a good point. How former crypto king Sam Bankman-Fried and his friends quietly donated to political groups and relatives. How about that? The campaign finance violations. That's right. He's now guilty of campaign finance fraud. Detailed in a 14-page indictment are numerous and varied. Prosecutors from the Southern District of New York accused Bankman-Fried of conspiring with others to make and receive illegal campaign donations, hide those donations, misuse corporate donations, and of improperly using a conduit to hide the donations. Bankman-Fried and others known and unknown, that's his parents, guys. That's his parents. They were in charge of all philanthropic efforts. All the money that got given, the parents were in charge of. We know that. Also allegedly gave money under other people's names and exceeded limits on political contributions according to the indictment. So what they were doing is they were splitting these contributions to these politicians up into different names, but it was all coming from one source. And people keep talking about Caroline, guys. Look, it's very important to understand what's going on with Caroline Ellison. Caroline Ellison has flipped. We know this 100%. She has flipped, which Sam Bankman-Fried was throwing her under the bus for 2 weeks in his media tour. So good reason she flipped. Guys, I said from the very beginning, here are facts. Facts are women in the United States specifically, maybe other places as well, I can only speak about my own country, they're more sympathetic figures than men, okay? Caroline was always going to be the one to flip, was always going to be the one to get out of this. You can go look at the Forbes article. You can see what people are saying about her. Caroline Ellison is becoming a bit of a folk hero here in the United States with crypto investors, believe it or not. She's guilty. She's just as guilty as he is. However, she is the one that is going to flip and give all the information that's going to take him and the rest of the team at FTX down. And that's just a fact. So there's no reason for us to really focus on her wrongdoing because it's going to be irrelevant in a plea deal. We would rather look at the wrongdoing, the people that are actually going to get squeezed and pinched by all this. And that's just a fact. But we know, what about Dan Friedberg? Dan Friedberg, his chickens are coming home to roost. I'll tell you that much. If he's not one of these people that she flips on, I can tell you, from what I understand, the Wall Street Journal is already on that scent of Dan Friedberg. He's about to become very famous here very soon. Bankman-Fried and his colleagues were also generous donors to charities and political causes championed by his family. Guarding against pandemics, that's his brother Gabe Bankman-Fried's nonprofit. His mother ran the Mind the Gap, a super PAC for democratic issues. Singh is talking about I think he was the CTO there. No, Gary Wang was the CTO. What was Nasad Singh's role?
I'm not sure.
Can't really remember. He personally donated $1 million to that group. Guys, we know this pandemic group is just another arm of the Democratic Party. We know that. They donated $100,000 to House Majority Forward. Both help Democrats get elected to the House of Representatives. And guys, I do want people to understand that there were Republicans swept up in this as well. This is not only a Democratic issue. Yes, Democrats received way more money than the Republicans did, but this is going to be something that's going to, continue to come out. There's much, much more involved. The United States might need to ban crypto. Here it is. Says Banking Committee Chief, U.S. Senator and Chairman of the U.S. Senate Banking Committee, Sherrod Brown, spoke on Sunday about what action regulators need to take after the implosion of FTX. He said he'd already asked the Secretary of the Treasury to conduct a government-wide assessment crypto involving various regulatory agencies. You know that the SEC has been particularly aggressive, but the legislative action may also be necessary. I spent much of the last year and a half in this job trying to educate the public about crypto and the dangers that it presents to our security as a nation and the consumers that get hoodwinked by it. Guys, you got hoodwinked by a man with an afro. You did not get hoodwinked by crypto. Todd asked Brown if he thought the regulatory approach may be giving an inappropriate green light to a technology that ought to be banned entirely. I share that thought, said Brown, stressing the need for agencies to unite on getting crypto under control. We want them to do what they need to do at the same time, maybe banning it. Although banning it is very difficult because it will go offshore, and who knows how that will work. It's already offshore, guys. Let's check this out. Let's go to, I want to look up two things real quick. I want to look up real quick and see if there is latest news on this. Tools sorted by date. Okay. Is today Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday the 20th.
Okay, they've announced that it will, the hearing will resume tomorrow. Oh, that's good for us. That's really good for us. That's good for what I'm trying to do. That's perfect. I want them to stay there a few more days. FTX asks politicians to return SBF's donations. We know that's coming back. They're going to claw those back. But here's the latest news. He is going to be back in court tomorrow on this extradition. Let's see. It will resume on Wednesday. He declined as he departed. A U.S. Embassy vehicle. I saw the people from the U.S. Embassy, a combination of FBI and IRS folks. So apparently they told the people in the court to keep an eye on me. They know why I'm there. They know why I'm there. Everybody knows why I'm there. It was nice to get that moment with Sam, the eye to eye. Let me tell you, it was nice to wave to him as he went back to jail yesterday. I gave him a chance. I tried to give him a chance to tell his story. I want everybody to understand. I really, honestly, tried to give him a fair opportunity to tell his side of the story and answer the hard questions, and he refused to do it. I gave him a chance. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to lick my boots, sir. That's how it's going to go as we shove you down. So there's that story. I also wanted to look up here. Let's look up Sherrod Brown. And I have no idea about this. What his top donors are. We'll go to all here. Top donors. Let's see who his top donors are. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, we've looked at this before. We have looked at this before, actually. I do remember. Number one donor, Ohio State University. Number two donor, a bank. His number two donor is a bank. Chavez Properties. I wonder what that is. Retired lawyers and law firms. Top industries that gave him money, retired. Securities and investment, $1 million. So there you go. Let's go and look at this other page as well. I do remember we did look at this, though, because I do remember we did see Ohio State was up there. Lawyers and law firms giving him a ton of money. So there you go. Let's see. None of finance and real estate. Finance, insurance, and real estate. Look at this. Number two contributor. And then you got other. other over here?
The heck is other?
That's a great question, isn't it? Wouldn't you love to know? Wouldn't you love to know? Follow the money trail with these people, folks. Follow the money trail with these people. You will see what their motivations is every single time. Let's see. What is this? Why is this not opening? It's not opening. Okay, we'll move on. Dogecoin smokes Coinbase by $2 billion in market cap. No longer a silly joke.
Yeah, Dogecoin has a bigger market cap than Coinbase.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Boo OSU, go dogs. That's right. Amen. Guys, on New Year's Eve at 8 p.m., the Georgia Bulldogs are going to absolutely punish the Ohio State Buckeyes for giving money to Sherrod Brown. That's why. That's why they're doing it. They're going to do it on behalf of me. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong bared plans on Monday to outline an actionable framework for achieving regulatory clarity in the cryptocurrency space. Something came up that might require his attention. His crypto exchange has been overtaken in market value by Dogecoin. So this writing, it's trading blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. Price decline shouldn't matter. It says it's number 8 on CoinGecko. So there you go. Coinbase now has a lower market cap than Dogecoin. Meanwhile, Google data indicates that Coinbase market cap is currently $8.1 billion. China banned FUD didn't work. Now U.S. banned FUD from Clinton Query. Yeah, guys, this isn't going to get a lot of traction. Sherrod Brown's not going to be. Look, I talk to politicians. They're pro-blockchain for the most part. That's why these people like Elizabeth Warren, like Brad Sherman, like Sherrod Brown, this is why they look so dumb, because they're in the vast minority, guys. The vast majority of people in Washington understand this is coming. These people are playing for the most part, playing to their constituencies, especially Elizabeth Warren and Brad Sherman. Sherrod Brown, Ohio is very in the middle, so I'm not really sure what his angle is here with this. I guess it's just the fact that a bank is his number 2 donor. Number 2 overall industry that donates to him behind other is financial services.
Well, what do you think? Do you think there's a scenario where people truly just miss it and don't get it? Like, you think he could just be out of touch?
Not when you look at his donors.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so. SBF and Gensler should be prison mates. Possibly. We'll see about that. Guys, Gary Gensler's not going to prison, I don't believe.
No.
I believe the win for us with Gary Gensler is just get him out of office. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Coinbase CEO regulate centralized actors but leave DeFi alone. Well, this is good. Armstrong said that because centralized exchanges, custodians have the most risk causing customer harm, regulators must focus first and foremost there. Well, good for him. Good for Uncle Brian. Coinbase CEO Armstrong has pushed for stricter regulations on centralized crypto actors, but says decentralized protocols should be allowed to flourish given that open source code and smart contracts are the ultimate form of disclosure. And I do believe I've never spoken with my Uncle Brian, which is really sad to be estranged from family like this. We see each other at Thanksgiving. We're on other sides of the table. You know, like if I want the salt, I got to say like, hey, you know, Aunt Martha, will you please just ask Uncle Brian if he can pass the salt? And then it gets passed down. That's kind of the way that it works. But I really believe people like Brian Armstrong, people like Eric Voorhees, people like, other major names in the world of crypto. Jesse Powell. I believe after our bill is public, they're going to come over to our side and they're going to support what we're doing. I really believe that. Because it really matches up with all the stuff that they're talking about. It's what everybody believes in. And it's the first common sense thing that you're going to see in crypto regulation.
Well, and if anybody's Brian Armstrong's literally the antithesis of SBF.
Yeah.
You know, right with his head, right with his hair.
Right with the hair. From the head down.
From the head down.
Head down. Coinbase said additional transparency and disclosure checks are needed for centralized actors because humans are involved. With Armstrong hoping FTX's fall will be the catalyst we need to finally get new legislation passed. Well, I believe this is the case. Armstrong acknowledged while the courts are still figuring things out, he suggested the U.S. Congress should require the U.S. CFTC and the Securities Exchange categorize each of the top 100 cryptocurrencies by market cap as either securities or commodities. That also has to do with our bill. So some interesting stuff there. He added that in order for the industry to be properly regulated, a collaborative effort. Wow. It's almost like he's stolen the language from my bill. Collaborative effort from companies, policymakers, regulators, and customers will be required for finance. If he doesn't come sign up and get behind our bill, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to tell you that. Because he's saying all the same stuff that we've already worked on. Okay. We got this here. Animoca Brands is the most funded metaverse developer in 2022. New data from NASDAQ. We love Animoca Brands, actually. We're trying to work with them on some different stuff. I think they're a good company. I like their values over there. I like their views on royalties for creators on NFTs. NASDAQ reveals that investors have this mindset as they continue to sink money into Web3. Animoca Brands, a major metaverse ecosystem developer, was revealed to have done the most metaverse deals over the last year with 15 closed deals. The company received over $564 million in funding in 2022. There's a smiley super chat from Bailey Miller. Thank you. Another recent survey revealed that over 90% of consumers are curious about the metaverse and how it will shape their digital experiences. Mr. Crypto Rich says, OSU is going to destroy Georgia. Let's make a bet. If OSU wins, you sign up for Green Zone Recycling. What?
I don't
know
must
what that
be
is.
his company.
If UGA wins, you get 1 troy ounce silver NFT.
Wait,
What?
What?
I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know how to hold you accountable for this, Mr. Crypto Rich. But if Ohio State beats Georgia, I will wear an Ohio State hat on the channel one day. There you go.
Recycling. It's in Kennesaw, whatever it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Fair. That's a bet. We'll take it.
Well, no, I don't.
We'll take
what the heck is a troy ounce NFT? Just a worthless NFT?
No, it's an NFT that's backed by 1 troy ounce of silver.
Maybe it is. I mean, he didn't say that in the super chat.
He better cut. He's going to come through. He's going to come through when Georgia wins.
All right. What's his
I
name?
mean, is there any way an
Mr.
SEC
Crypto Rich? You gotta come make
with
good
it.
on this bet.
Yeah. You better email us, info@hitnetwork.com. Listen, guys, there's no way. Hold me accountable to this. A Big Ten team ain't beating the SEC. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
We've seen it over and over and over again, guys. Ohio State had the 1 win over Alabama back in the first or second playoffs. And look, I'm not an anti-Ohio State guy. I'm not anti-Ohio State. Ohio State, they're a decent team. They're pretty good. I like them. I don't hate them. I like seeing them beat Alabama because I hate Alabama. But guys, we gonna win big time. It's a home game. I don't know if y'all know that. It's a home game. All right. 1/3 of singles are ready to date in the metaverse. Let's go. Here we go. Look at this guy. Oh my
Bearish
gosh.
on population.
Now, this is a big. He's drinking coffee. She's sipping on a cocktail. I don't know if this is going to work.
Probably not gonna work.
Visa loves ETH. Yeah, the U.S. isn't banning crypto. Not a chance.
Hey, they're
Online dating has become commonplace activity. Survey revealed 1/3 of all respondents said they're open to relationships with people not in their local geographic region. However, as more personal data is given over to digital reality in order to make the most realistic version of ours, risk of identity theft and other exploits. Speaking of people from other geographic regions, someone asked me in the comments here if my wife is Latina.
What?
Does she look Latina in this picture?
No.
I don't know. She says she's been mistaken for being a Latina. Guys, my wife is a basic white girl.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it. She's the most basic white girl you've ever met. She literally loves pumpkin spice lattes. That's all you need to know right there about her. She goes to Starbucks. She reads books from Barnes & Noble. How more basic white girl can you get? How low can Ada go? And obviously, happy anniversary to my wife. Yesterday, we were 13 years married. So,
hey, congratulations.
how low can Ada go? How long do we have to buy the cruise with a discount? Ben, go on Tim Dillon or Lex Friedman podcast. That'll get you. Sure, tell them to call me, guys. I'm not putting effort into trying to get on these shows anymore. If people can't figure out, what we're doing is different than what everybody else is doing, then I don't know what to tell you.
How low do you think Ada can go? I've got my number.
I think I said, what is it at?
Like 20 something cents.
I had said 15 cents. But I mean,
Let's see. It
looks like it could go lower than that now, but I've
20,
said 15, so I'm going to stick with 15.
It's at 25. The lowest, I mean, I don't put it this way. I don't think it can go this low, but it can go to 5 cents. Absolutely. It can. I don't think it will, but it can.
Yeah.
That would be retesting where it sat in 2019 for a very long time.
My wife is from Latin America and likes pumpkin spice. Oh, yeah. Guys, I'm making a basic white girl joke. That is not a shade towards the Latin community, by the way. Just saying she gets mistaken for that and she's not. Right. That's all I'm saying.
They're allowed to go to Starbucks too. Everyone's welcome.
Everyone's allowed to go to Starbucks. Yeah. Everyone.
And we all know.
Even people that just need to go there to go to the bathroom. Now you're allowed to go there.
I was going to say, even if you just want to spend your Bitcoin there, right?
Yeah.
That's when we know we have mainstream adoption. When you
buy a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Buy a cup of coffee with crypto. Can you buy a cup of coffee with Dogecoin?
Thanks,
when
Maulers.
you can, we have got worldwide mainstream adoption. So excited about it.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Payment processing giant Visa proposes working with Ethereum for automatic transactions. How does it work? Payments giant Visa released a proposal to allow Ethereum users to make automated programmable payments without the involvement of any third party. Visa said they came up with a feature as a result of its Crypto Hackathon Challenge 2022 competition among the company's employees in February to solve the problem of how an ETH owner could pay a bill with crypto at a future date while temporarily away from the internet service. Amid the recent implosion of FTX, You like the word exacerbating? I'm a big fan of that word.
I do like
think it's
that
a
word,
great
actually.
Exacerbating user trust in centralized platforms. Large or whale-style wallets have continued to withdraw their assets from exchanges. I mean, everybody has. According to Bitfinex analyst, never heard of that. 2022 marks the largest historical decline of Bitcoin and ETH held on exchanges. No wonder, guys. I hate when this is kind of painted to say like this is bearish or something. Like, no, this is a good thing. We want people withdrawing from exchanges and doing self-custody. That is a message that I wish I would have pushed more in the last bull run, and I didn't. And I'm sorry about that. I did not think that we were going to see as large of I didn't think we were going to see these collapses that we saw. Now that we've seen them, we know they're possible, and you need to self-custody. I mean, you think going back to 2014 when Mt. Gox was hacked, yeah, we could have learned that lesson, but things were much more primitive back then. You didn't think that with a sophisticated level of exchanges and platforms we were at today that we would see these kind of collapses, and yet we did. That means anything's possible. Make sure to custody your own crypto. Ethereum bulls wake up after 4 years to transfer 22,982. ETH, they originated from trading platforms Genesis and Poloniex. I mean, I don't know if that's great. Two addresses have remained dormant for 4 years. I heard there were actually Quadriga CX.
I did hear somebody say that, but I don't know if that's the case or not. I
don't know if these are them, but yeah, it is true. What I read, there were a ton of Bitcoin from Quadriga CX were moved for the first time in several years. So we're seeing a lot of people moving their crypto, guys. That's what you need to know. Ripple, throw the X up. Where's my XRP army, folks? Where are you guys at? We haven't had a lot of news in the lawsuit here lately. Obviously, Charles Hoskinson, I did have the tweet where I said, what is everybody going to be mad about now that the lawsuit's over on December 15th? That was when Charles Hoskinson said that there was a rumor. I told you it wouldn't happen. It did not happen. Ripple Ally raises objection to $22 million SEC fine. According to the most recent updates provided by James K. Fallon regarding the library case, the SEC has filed its opposition to library's motion to limit the SEC's remedies. The SEC claims that a penalty equal to library's full pecuniary?
Yeah, I guess.
No, pecuniary gains, $22.1 million is fair and reasonable under circumstances. The SEC doesn't want to regulate crypto. It wants to kill it in the United States. So basically what they've done, I resent that, Alexander Jones. I was never a geeky YouTuber. Thanks. I was never geeky. Thank you. May have been overweight, but I was not geeky. Guys, they want to take away every single dollar they ever made. That's insane. And this is very alarming for the SEC case against XRP. The agency seeks from the court a penalty on library equal to its gross pecuniary gain to deter library and others from conducting illegal unregistered offerings. Highlights a portion of the Securities Act that sets forth 3 penalty tiers, adding that the imposition of a civil monetary penalty may also follow a 3-step process. In the first step, the statutory penalty amount adjusted for inflation for a violation of library of each tier equals the following. You guys can see what it is, about $1.6 million. Do you think Sam can live out his 115-year life sentence because of his vegan lifestyle? From Eric Wallen. Yes. This is what the vegan lifestyle does for you. It allows you to stay alive in jail. This is wonderful news. We should make everybody in jail be a vegan. No, I don't think so. Okay. Let's see. Heidi hates me. Nobody cares about her. She's totally irrelevant. She's afraid to live here because all the stuff she's done in the past. So whatever. She can go ahead and do what she wants to do. I can't help it that people don't like me because I'm popular. I can't help it that people don't like me because we kick down doors and get answers and get truth. I can't help it that people are jealous because, they disappear out of crypto for months at a time and then come back while we've been consistent here from day one, and we always will be. You guys know we are the fighters for you guys, and people are jealous of that. They don't like it. The person that's not the average person, she's like travel the world vacation girl. Like she's not average person. People can't really relate to her, and she can't stand the fact that people relate to this channel more than any other channel. And there's tons of people out there that are just like her. They don't get it, guys. They're not normal people. They don't get it that we're regular, we're normal. We tripped and fell into crypto just like a lot of you guys do, and our message resonates with you. These people that are not normal, they can't grasp it. It drives them crazy that people love this channel because they hate regular people. They're pretentious, they're elitist, and they hate regular people. They made a ton of money earlier in Bitcoin, and they get to travel the world doing whatever they want. People can't relate to that. People relate to this channel because they see where we were, and they see where we've came from, and they see where we're at, and they see what we care about, and they see what we do. Period. Drop the mic. That's all I got to say on that. Okay. All right. Also, XRP story. XRP Army eager to receive verdict on Ripple versus SEC lawsuit as attorney sets tentative settlement date. Ripple's XRP trade at 33 cents Monday below a crucial resistance of 40 cents, according to data provided by CoinMarketCap. Bears have been rejecting a break above 40 cents, but bulls are struggling to avoid a possible drop. As Ripple's case with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission drags, tug of war is because of an uncertain landscape. According to Deaton, March 31st would be the earliest date based on the fact that there are numerous pages of documents. We said we don't believe it's going to be over till quarter 2. That's literally the last day of quarter 1. For the court to scrutinize before final judgment, the lawyer said that there are 17 amicus briefs making a too early settlement difficult. As you see, now Naomi Brockwell filed one on behalf of Library, which is interesting because I didn't know you could file one after case is over. So very interesting.
It is.
Q&A, win update on your Sandbox land. Sandbox land is phenomenal. Can't wait for people to see it. I was showing it to some people over the weekend that were down in the Bahamas with us. They couldn't believe what we built. Our land is going to be the best land in Sandbox. Mark that down. Mark that down. Clip that. Play that once it's completely open. And y'all will see nobody has done what we've done with our land. It is phenomenal. So people are going to absolutely love it. So, okay. What I want to say about this about the Ripple thing here really quick. Is that the issue here is with them trying to kill. People wonder what is going to happen if Ripple loses the case. Well, it's really hard to say exactly what will transpire because we don't really have data. But what we have is a Library case. They've tried to completely kill Library. So are they going to go after the entire market cap of XRP and try to get what is the total market cap of XRP right now? $100 billion, something like that. Might be more like 25 billion. Let's see. 17 billion. That's what it is. $17 billion. Okay. Are they going to go after Ripple for that entire amount? Because that's basically what they were saying with Library. They tried to kill Library. So we don't know exactly what the penalty will be. Remember, the lawsuit here is not about, okay, it is not about what they're going to do to Ripple. It's about, is XRP a security? If they deem it's a security and the SEC were to win the case, then it moves to another court and it becomes about what can they do to punish Ripple? And based on what they did in the Library, if they win this part of the suit, they'll try to go after everything. So very curious to see what will happen in that. Somebody says Sandbox will go to 0. I don't think so. I don't think that's true. Buying real estate in the Bahamas tomorrow. Thanks, FTX. Okay. We might be doing some of that as well. So, all right, we got Q&A here.
You've been hitting a lot of them, but there's one more Q&A. Somebody said ADA to $8, Gala to 2, VET to 1. Is that realistic by the end of the next bull run?
I'm not going to make a prediction on Gala because I'm out on Gala. I don't think Gala's going to do anything.
Yeah.
I think they're, and I'll tell you this. I talked to someone this weekend who worked for Gala. Everything I'm saying about them is true. They're not going to be a legitimate player going forward. I cannot see it. Guys, they spent so much money on their freaking conference. You know what people walked away from that conference, from the Galaverse conference saying, man, the bands they had were so great. That's not what you want if you're a crypto project, okay? That's not what you want. You don't want people to walk away saying, man, what a great party. You want them to walk away saying, man, I'm blown away by this project. No one walked away saying that. They walked away impressed with the hype. You look at their big announcement working on a Western version of Fortnite. Guys, you know, Fortnite's kind of on the way out. I mean, y'all can tell people are moving on to other games now. Even my kids are moving on to other games. So I'm just not big on Gala games. Look, I'm not saying, maybe it'll be great. Maybe y'all can take it on. I'm just giving my personal opinion on it.
What about VeChain and ADA?
VeChain and ADA, they're realistic targets, I'm sure. So, yeah, I am sure that I think they're both going to do pretty well. All right, guys, that is all we have. What influence do you think your channel in the BitSquad has on the price of Bitcoin? Literally zero. Literally zero. We cannot affect the price of Bitcoin, guys. The market cap is too big. If you add up every dollar every investor that watches this channel has, there's probably not enough money to really move that market. So, all right, guys, that is all I got for today. I'm glad to be back. We're working on some things for you guys. We got some moving parts here. Can't wait to tell you more about what's happening there. Our bill should be public soon. Be blessed. Good boy out.